So in the recent chapter, we were told about these 4 poneglyphs called the road poneglyphs, and one of them is located in the whale tree, and 2 of them are owned by Yonko and are basically controlled. We don't really know where they are exactly, but we know that they're wherever they're located, it's in an area controlled by the Yonko. So then there's this 4th poneglyph, which they're not really sure where it is. And that's what I'm here today to discuss. So honestly, I'm going to start off with the idea that it is located in wherever Captain John's treasure is located, and that was the treasure that Buggy was trying to find, alright? Now, this idea could work, but in my opinion, there's a few flaws in it. First off, I think Buggy and Shanks already know where the location is, alright? There is a possibility that it was moved, but like Nekomamushi said, nobody goes around moving the poneglyphs. They usually just copy it down. So I think that when Buggy and Shanks were on Roger's crew, they obviously found it, and they would know where the location is. So there might be a reason for why they're not, going after it. Maybe Shanks does not really feel like he should, I guess, go after the One Piece. I don't know. Or there's the possibility that maybe he just can't beat all the other Yonko that quickly. But Buggy, on the other hand, if he was looking for the St. John's treasure, I'm not entirely sure, why he would need a map, because if he already knows where it is, why would he need a map? But there's a possibility that it could be St. John or Captain John's, but I don't know why I keep saying that, but that's, I guess, a possibility. And then there's the possibility that maybe Whitebeard had owned it, and since he lost all of his territory, then Blackbeard took over, and he might actually now possess the poneglyph, but maybe just hasn't located it just yet. It would make sense if Blackbeard had one, because if Luffy defeats one of the Yonko, he's going to have one, and then whatever Yonko's left is going to have one, and then Blackbeard's going to have one. So they would kind of line up maybe. Especially since Blackbeard's sort of like Luffy's biggest rival right now, aside from Kid. The other possibility is maybe it was located in Ohara, and when the government came, they decided to take it. I'm not sure about this idea so much. That was submitted by Strong World. And if it was stored in the Tree of Knowledge, that would mean that the government now has, control of it. And this could possibly set up a final war against the Navy if Luffy has 3 of these poneglyphs and they just needed 1 more from the Navy or something. This could be the final battle between him and Akainu. And this could be right before he reaches Raftel. But going back to earlier what I said about Shanks, I personally think that since Shanks said that he would be the last one for Luffy to fight, this might be an indicator that Shanks at least knows where the poneglyph is, alright? And it's pretty obvious he does, because if he was on a Pirate King's crew and he had to find all these poneglyphs and go to Raftel, then obviously he knows where the location is, and he's probably memorized it, especially if he's trying to protect Roger's will and protect all these other Yonko from taking it. So obviously, I think that at the end of the series, Luffy may, if that whole fight with Shanks actually does follow through, then that'll be what it's over. He'll be testing him to see if he's ready to reach the One Piece. He'll have 3 poneglyphs, and Shanks will test him for the final one to reach Raftel. And this would be a pretty cool setup for the final fight, honestly. It would be really nice to at least have a good reason behind it, as long as they're not just coming to spar or anything like that. And that Shanks could be like the guardian of Raftel almost, in a way, because he's guarding basically the key to the One Piece. So honestly, no matter where the 4th one is, it's pretty obvious we're going to have the other 2 aside from that taken, and this is a pretty big indicator that Luffy will have to basically beat both Yonko. And a lot of people were saying that, he just let Big Mom and Kaido get into a fight or something like that, and then he'd just come out, he'd just be like, okay, there's no more Yonko. But honestly, I think it would make much more sense now that he's already declared war on pretty much both Yonko, and he's gonna have to take both of their poneglyphs in order to reach One Piece. And he stated himself that he was sort of like when people all right, we could just take the poneglyph and leave. He was like, no, I want to fight them. So it's gonna happen most likely. And these things seem to be these huge trophies that each Yonko sort of values. So I can't imagine they're just gonna be lenient about letting people take them. It's a pretty big deal, it seems. And the whole thing with Robin, she's gonna, of course, once she probably reads the first few, everyone's going to be after her. Everyone's going to be after Luffy. So this is going to get pretty insane pretty soon. This is like the build up to the Throne Wars. It's going to be completely insane, and hopefully Caesar also joins the crew because that just make it that much more dangerous because everyone's also after Caesar. Everyone's also going to be after Frankie. Just adding that part in, it's going to be a huge build up. And these poneglyphs are almost like the keys. You gotta go around collecting all the keys before everyone kills you. And honestly, those are just my thoughts on the whole thing. I'm really hoping the next chapter is like just as insane as this one, because man, this one, like freaking 8 out of 8, 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10, man, we haven't gotten this much information in a long time. So just everyone cross their fingers, write to Oda, be like, man, keep this stuff up. And aside from that, hope you enjoyed this little discussion, my ideas and all that. If you have any other ideas to contribute, post that in the comment section down below, and I'll see you all later.